We are back at it. Thank you for joining us. Welcome to the Fans View. It is one of those days where you just have to enjoy that the sun is out. I mean, there's plenty of things always to complain about. But you guys are here. You guys are able to log in with us. And that's the most important thing. We got to be grateful for the things that we have. All of us can't go out there and drop 56 points in a game when you're considered an OG, triple fat OG. Yeah. When you're an old guy in the league and you drop 56, you ain't all that old.
That's facts.
You're not all that cooked. You ain't washed. But we're going to get to that.
Yeah, we will.
I am Douglas Paul Washington II. That gentleman that you hear bringing in the Barry White voice is Jamal January. And this is the Fans View, the premier sports and entertainment show that you are going to have in Central Texas. I like to say thank you for joining in. We have a good amount of people streaming. We have people all over the world. Jamal, if I told you we were in Europe, where would you guess we would be in Europe? Who is listening in Europe? Where?
Someone in Germany.
This guy is on it. There is someone in Deutschland, and as I go in, they're a little closer, and I think we're in Dresden, right outside Chemnitz. So good job, sir. Look at you.
I mean, I guess Germany because I think you've said you've lived up there.
Yeah, yeah. And I played semi-pro American football there. Got a lot of friends. Mm-hmm. We're still in contact, and yes, I hope that's one of them. Yeah. You know what? I bet it's one of my linemen. I had a great line, dog. I mean, I did some scrambles, but nah, man, I was able to stay in that pocket and float it. Them boys took care of me. They love their American. Yes, I did. Yeah. That's the best thing about it is when you're a runner, you want people to respect your arm. Mm-hmm. And so you want to run, but you got to have the line that allows you to run. Mm-hmm. So I had a great line.
Everybody likes to throw it like a run, but when you're a runner that can throw.
Oh, yeah.
Only if you know what that means.
Oh, yeah. No, I like to, whenever I could catch some ankles, I would do it. Yeah. But nah, man, you get tired. I'm tired, boss. I just want to float it and let them boys get their run. But your team, the smart quarterbacks, put it in them boys' hands. They want the highlights too. Yeah. You can't take it all, bro. You can let them eat. Didn't Saquon Barkley do that? Didn't he say earlier this year when he came out of a game and he probably could have played? He said, "Let them young boys eat." Mm-hmm. If the great Saquon Barkley says that, then we all could live by it.
That's how Will Shipley got that really long run.
Jamal, I also want to know something else. I need to know something from you.
What's up?
What do you consider old? Because you're younger than me, and we kind of talked about Stephen Wardell Curry. Yep. Dropping 56. We're going to give y'all a little more details, but I need to have a little perspective. What do you consider old? And I'm not going to be offended. We not going to be offended. We just want to know how you living. Where are you at with that?
Like I said, not trying to offend anyone, but I think 56 is a proper age to say, in my book, to say, okay, I consider that old.
He said above what? We're going to go one above the speed limit. If they above the speed limit, they old. Yeah. No, that's cool. That's cool. You can't be wrong. That is your opinion. And so anybody that wants to refute that, you could call 512-836-2887 and make it make sense. You tell us what makes you unhappy with the young buck saying 56.
For those that don't know, I'm 25, by the way, so please bear with me.
Well, here's where I was going to go. I thought, you don't have to tell us, but I thought Papa January, I thought you were going to start with whatever your age your dad is. Just because I'm a dad. I mean, you might start with your mom. Maybe your mom's 1 or 2 years older. But I figured you would start there. Is that kind of your perspective or even Papa January? And for those who don't know, Jamal January ran Division I track. He has some conference championships and I'm pretty sure the family has them genes. They all a bunch of athletes up in there, right?
Yeah, mom ran track. She ran track at Grambling for a little bit.
Good Lord.
Dad is well known around Austin for playing basketball. Little sister played volleyball.
Sheesh.
Older sister played volleyball.
Sheesh.
It's more so of a theater major, and then you got me, the D1. And
when she told the family she was gonna be a theater major, did they all go, "Aw"? Like the whole
not a theater major, but theater was more so her passion in high school. But it's crazy you asked that. My dad actually is 56, and he does listen to the show. But this is not me calling him old. I was just throwing out a number, in all honesty. So yeah.
No, we like that, and he is a friend of the show. I mean, we talk about Papa January so often that we need to bring that brother on one day. Yeah. I mean, just to talk things Austin. Yeah, I just like to know something about it because I've never met him, but we talk about him so much. So respect. Not to mention, it's good that some people have a good male role model, a good dad in their lives, because you always talk about your dad in high esteem. Yeah. So he a good one. He one of the good ones. Yeah. Papa January, you one of the good ones. We got somebody calling in right away. We gonna jump in with him. You are live on the air. What's up?
Hey, what's up? What's up? Hey, how y'all doing?
Hey, we doing good. Look like you got something on your mind. You want to get in there quick. What's up, sir?
Yeah, well, I got things to do, man. So I want to go. I got bills to pay, so I want to go and get in early so I can get off the air. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Okay. Well, mission accomplished. You got in early. What's up, sir?
Yeah, I want to know how many Chiefs fans that wanted the Chiefs to win, how much money did they lose?
Ooh. You know what? It's funny you say that.
A lot of people went with the Chiefs. A lot of people went with the Chiefs.
I think that's the case.
I wanted what's the name to win? Saquon Barkley them to win. That's what I wanted.
I'm gonna say the number is of the Chiefs fans. Man, I'm gonna say about, if you're a fan, it's got to be a high number. Yeah. But I think I'm gonna go with the casual better, and I'm gonna say 65% thought. Yeah. There, I can't. Yeah. That's almost 3-1 odds. That's where I want to go. I guess that's where I want to. That's where I want to be. I'm not a betting man, so that's not necessarily my lane. But I would say 65% of America thought we were going to get a three-peat, or hoped. Yeah. And see, I'm linking those up. That they thought and hoped that it was going to be that. Jamal, you were all in on the Chiefs, right? Did you?
I was for that repeat. I was one of those fans.
Yeah.
A part of that, I guess, that 65%. I would have said even a higher number, like 70 to 72%.
Yeah. I would say 75%.
Yeah. Wait a minute, fellas. Hold on now. Everybody in America knew, and I know it's a global game. We got somebody over in Germany, so no disrespect to our Deutschland brothers. But come on, y'all, everybody knew that player for player, Philly had the better roster.
Right.
But
last year, player for player, 49ers had the better roster. So you look at some of the things that Philly was facing during the season too, with the relationships between the players. So I feel like that's why that also factored into people picking the Chiefs.
See, I'm only swayed because it's over now.
Yeah.
But we shouldn't have thought that it was going to be that, because it was only one play, maybe an interception, was the difference between the last time they met in the Super Bowl. And if you think about it, Philly has been one of the best teams in the league, probably the second best team in the league, aside from whatever happened last year and they had the fall off, because they started out 10-0. No weak team is starting out 10-0. So obviously something happened for those final 7 games. But aside from that, man, they easily could have been in the Super Bowl 3 years in a row.
Right.
And that's all after fact.
I'm gonna tell you what made a difference to me. I think Mr. Saquon Barkley made a big difference. I think Mr. Saquon Barkley made a big difference because Dallas had a chance to get him, but Jerry Jones didn't want it. And that's crazy.
For those around the world, if you stumbled across us, if you don't know, we in Austin, Texas. There's a lot of Cowboys fans. And this gentleman here,
Yes,
Mr.
sir.
Oklahoma, and
Yes,
he
sir.
is a Cowboys fan. So that's how we got to the Cowboys this quick. The mention. We got there and we went 0 to 12 minutes. We got there quick. In 12 minutes, we got to the first Cowboys representation. But I will say this. No one knew that if you got Saquon, you'd get to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I mean, I think people just thought he would help your team because they've been so devalued, the running backs. And I just think over the years, we just think, okay, ho hum. But what we didn't know is that it helps you so much. I want to get nerdy just for a quick second. I don't like to do this on this radio show. I like everybody to listen. But for those who don't know, if you got a great run game, if you can keep that offense on the field, you're tiring out the other defense, especially when they got to chase this boy. Yeah. But I also can refute that because he has so many long runs, so it's over quick. But you also limit the other team's opportunities to score and possess the ball because you're possessing the ball. Yeah. They keep the chains moving with the tush push or the brotherly shove. That I think from now on, we all need to remember that the run game matters. Mm-hmm. It does. Oh yeah, we appreciate that, Mr. Oklahoma. What else you got? Because I know you're a man of many interests.
Yeah. I want to talk about this basketball, man.
Men's or NBA?
I mean from college to pros, man.
Let's get it.
You know, I've been watching high school too, you know, but I want to talk about college to pros, men and women. Man, they are getting down, boy. I'm talking about LSU last night. So Texas women won theirs. And I say, golly, these men, they be scrapping, boy. I love it, man. I love it.
Hey, there is nothing better. Look, Rutgers they came into the game 14-14, and they're playing number 15 Michigan, so a ranked team. Yeah. And they only lost by 2 points. You know what I mean? That's to his point. Them boys are out there. They are scrapping. Now, most people don't know this. I'm talking about men's. Oh, we'll get to the women's too. I just want to drop this other little point.
Yeah.
The number one high school player coming out. Now, I'm not talking Cooper Flagg. We all know these guys were 1 and 2. But once Cooper Flagg was invited to the Olympic practice rounds, and he looked that good against the NBA players, he is now the number one. Yeah. But Ace Bailey from Georgia, and he played on the AAU team with my cousin that I'm always giving you info about. He plays for Rutgers. That's where he went, and he had 13 points, 9 rebounds. So that was his chance to go up against a number 15 team. Yeah. So just, let me give y'all one other one. Loyola Marymount. For those who don't know, that's out there in California. It's up on a hill. They played against number 23 St. Mary's. They're in the same conference. St. Mary's has only lost 1 game all season in their conference, the West Coast Conference. They played, and they're ranked number 23. They played Loyola Marymount last night and only won by 3, 58-55. Man, these boys scrapping right now. So yes, you are right, sir. You are right. And did you want to get to some of the women's? I want to say, man, you got a lot of teams that's not ranked, but they have a good record. Yes, yes.
And they try to get in on those tournaments.
Thank you.
Just like I watched Oklahoma and Kentucky the other night, and Oklahoma, they went in overtime, man. Oklahoma lost by 1 point. And I tell you, man, in Oklahoma, they're talking about getting rid of maybe the basketball coach, and they said Brett Venables, this is going to be his last year if he don't do a lot better. So Oklahoma got a shake-up going down there, man.
Hey, so we call him Mr. Oklahoma for those who missed that on the way in. So he got to toot his horn a little bit. Now, Oklahoma, this is their first year in the SEC. Yeah. They are 4-11 in the SEC. The SEC up right now. So it's a hard time to be joining them boys. But they came over. They're 4-11. That's a losing record for those who can't keep up. But Oklahoma played the number 17 team in the nation, Kentucky, who always gets them stallions. They get them 5-star talent. And they only lost by 1 point, 83-82. So, Mr. Oklahoma, respect to you and your squad, them boys. I want to give y'all one other little thing. Oklahoma is 17-11. What did I tell y'all those records was? They're 4-11 in the SEC. That means there are 13 games They 13-0 against everybody else around the nation. They undefeated. It's just that in the SEC. The SEC up right now.
That selection show is going to be very entertaining. When
So
it comes.
so respect to you and your
And,
Sooners.
and I want to tell you something else. I watched that game when Texas, they lost that game too. Who was Texas playing when they lost the other day? They were playing, I can't think who they were playing, but they lost. I think they went in overtime or something like that, but they lost too. And everybody tried to get in that tournament, man.
Oh.
And I don't know. I don't know if Oklahoma gonna make it. I don't know if Texas gonna make it. We'll see.
So are you rooting for Texas to make it, though? Mr. Oklahoma, who lives in Austin, Texas, are you rooting for them to make it or for them not to make it?
Well, I figure like if my team don't make it, I don't think they should make it because they're not ranked either. Just like just like Oklahoma used to be ranked, we're not ranked no more. They don't make it. They don't need to make it.
Okay, so I like what you said there. You guys have a better record than Texas.
Yeah.
Texas is 16-12. I just told you, y'all are 17-11. Y'all are 4-11 in the SEC. They're 5-10. So they got a better record in the SEC. Now, what you were saying though, they did lose in overtime the other day to the Arkansas Razorbacks, who ain't setting the world on fire. In fact, they got the same record as y'all. They 17-11. They're doing better in the conference though. So that if anything's gonna get in, Arkansas gonna get over both of y'all because they doing better in the conference, a hard conference this year because they 6-9,
and they also whatchamacallit have they might get a little wiggle room having that head coach they have, John Calipari. So you know there's that factor.
Young Buck, you know about Calipari?
Of course, I know about Calipari.
Okay, because he go way back. I know he's still been doing it during your time.
Yeah.
But he go way back.
Yeah, I'll tell you my Kentucky team in a minute.
Okay, so yeah, man. Hey, listen. For those, again, if you're new to the show, Mr. Oklahoma is a long time caller. We love this dude, but y'all see this dude. He can go anywhere. Where you want to go next, brother? What else is on your mind?
I want to go to them Lakers, man. Them Lakers, wow.
Hey.
Man, ever since they got on ball from Dallas, man, they got a heart to beat.
Hey, so I do a little moonlighting on a podcast. And I had Brother January on with me. And to this day, ever since that trade, Jamal and I had 140 followers. Jamal and I did that post. I am now at 6,800 followers on YouTube. That's how a buzz this is. That's how excited people are about. That's how monumental that trade was. I'm seeing it personally. So I'm not eating yet, but I'm gonna say it. I'm eating off of that, personally in my personal life. So it is phenomenal. Did you watch that game? Did you watch Luka, the Lakers?
I watched that game. I didn't see all of it last night because it was so late. But the Lakers was good. Who won that? What was the final score?
Oh, wait. Well, I'm asking you about two different things. They did beat the Timberwolves last night. They did. 111-102.
Okay.
But no. We can't bury that lead, brother. We got to go back to when the Lakers played Luka's old team, the Mavericks. I want to get because you live here in Texas. I want to know, how did that hit you? And for those who don't know, the Lakers won 107-99. It was a home game for the Lakers. And in that game, Luka had a triple-double. 19 points, 15 rebounds, 12 assists. And I'm going to say he had a quadruple-double because he had about 12 yells, primal screams. Look, that was emotional.
It was.
Somehow he kept it together.
Yeah.
Mr. Oklahoma, if them boys trade you and you can't get a 5-year, $340 million contract now because they got rid of you and they say you out of shape, tell me you ain't trying to bury them boys.
I'm trying to tell you. I'm gonna tell you. You know what? I'm gonna tell you right now. LeBron James must put a bug in his ear because that boy is playing ball now.
This is the best thing. Ball now. This is the best thing that could have happened for him. Because he does respect LeBron.
Yeah.
LeBron pitched to him. LeBron tried when he came over. LeBron tried to get him in LeBron's shoes. But unfortunately, Luka decided on Jordan brand.
Yeah.
But so the admiration was always there. And then since he's into the league, LeBron didn't hold no hard feelings. It's on record that he said, man, I want to play with Luka. I like Luka. He's one of my favorite guys. So respect. And I know this doesn't sound good to some people. I actually believe, I know I said this with Jamal, I believe their game is similar. I believe they're the same player. I mean, yes, there's a little more athleticism, and LeBron is taller, but I just feel like their game is. LeBron doesn't really get sped up. Even when he was the young buck and he had all that athletic energy, I never really saw him out of control. I just felt like he had a good grasp and control of the game.
Yeah,
like Luka.
True. I watched that game.
And I want to know. I want.
Oh, hold on, Mr. Oklahoma. Jamal wants to tell you what he thought.
I watched that game.
Yeah, go ahead.
I watched that game from start to finish. Kyrie put on a show.
Oh, yeah.
Put on a show.
Yeah.
If I'm a Lakers fan, right, I'm really hoping Corey listens to me right now.
Yeah, I hope so.
The Lakers still should be worried because the Dallas Mavericks didn't have any of their main
no.
I mean any of the main three
Jamal,
bro.
You want me to grit my teeth and tuck through my teeth while they grit because I'm so mad at you right now for your take?
I get it. A win is a win, but at the same time,
Jamal, you can't even spell the word hypothetical.
HY.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Jamal, we can't do that, Jamal. He won't there.
Hey, look here.
Okay, what's up, Mr.
Hey,
Oklahoma?
look here. I'm gonna get off. I want to say one more thing before I get out there and let y'all take breaks.
Okay.
Man, what do y'all think? What's gonna happen to Anthony Davis, man? God, no, because man, this dude is he's a player, but he's always hurt.
He gonna go into hair modeling because
Davis.
them locks is looking great sitting over the sideline. He had on that with the blue fur. He had on the blue fur jacket. Yeah. I mean, he going into modeling after this because he ain't gonna stay healthy with the basketball. Yeah. Hey, Mr. Oklahoma.
Hey man, look here. I'm gonna get out there and let y'all take this break. Man, but tomorrow, man, they got a lot of games on all day long. College. I love that college game, man.
No, we gonna talk about it.
Anyway, y'all check it out. Hey, I'll talk to y'all next week, man.
Appreciate you.
Thank you, Mr. Oklahoma.
That dude, he's gold. Seriously, he's gold. I hope we know what we got. Yep. Fans of the show, co-host of the show. We got it. He's a great caller.
He is.
And he's good. He's entertainment. He allows us to joke with him. He allows us to joke at him. But he stand on business.
Yes.
He stand on it. So we love you, sir. We love you. I don't even know when his birthday is though. Like I should know that. Like
I don't even know his first name.
That's true. He stay in character too.
Yeah.
Cause he stand on business. Yeah. All right. We gonna have to get to a little break here. When we get back, we will go a little more in depth. We got to we got to talk about the combine.
We do.
Some things popping off.
We do.
We got to talk about marketing outside of the combine because I got to ask you a question. Get your ideas on that. Yeah. We're gonna get into some more NBA. We're gonna talk some more women's hoops, college. We're gonna talk about some men's hoops, college. We'll even talk about my cousin. No, we ain't gonna talk about my cousin. But look. We appreciate y'all. Stick and stay. Don't forget, you can call in and you can play 512-836-2887. Listen to the Fans View. We'll be back. You are listening to the Fans View. We had a lady patiently wait, so let's go live to the calls.
Hello?
Hello, you are on.
How you all doing today?
We are doing lovely. Thanks for asking.
Great.
How you doing?
Well, I'm blessed.
That's good to hear.
And this is the Queen of Texas fan.
The
I
queen.
used to call in a lot, but I've been busy.
Yeah.
And I wanted to talk about the University of Texas girls team, the ladies.
Yes, ma'am.
And everything Mr. Oklahoma said I wanted to talk about, except for he's still hoping with Oklahoma, and Oklahoma not going to do nothing.
Oh.
Yeah.
They
got a ways to come behind Texas.
There might be still just a little time.
Texas opened up in the SEC, let everybody know what was up.
Indeed,
From
it did.
football down to basketball. My ladies, they number one. Took over that SEC and the nation.
They sure did. That's something to be extremely proud about too.
Do y'all recognize that?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. These ladies are cold-blooded. I've been watching, all these sports. And my thing is, these women is really taking over.
Mm-hmm. They are.
Y'all hear me?
No.
Yo, we can hear you.
Yeah.
We hear you.
Hey, I'm in agreement. Women are rude. They always take over. Oh, that's not where you were going with it?
These women are, I tell you, I've watched all these teams. I had kind of wrote down my little top teams for the ladies. UCLA, I said, then I say USC, Juju Watkins. And then I come back and I'm looking, I say, I left that UConn, that Sarah Strong. Oh, weak. That's an athletic woman.
Yeah.
And then I'm looking at Matson and all. I said, I don't know who's going to win that.
So,
and I can't even imagine how Texas was up there, the ladies. And I looked at their roster, and I saw this 6'9" and 6'7" and little bad General Rory Harmon.
yeah, she's what?
I said, man,
I think she's 5'6", I believe.
Yeah. She run that slow, don't she?
Yeah, she do. She's the
and
general.
you still put in talking about the Prairie Flirty. She did 56 too. 56 feet. Did you see that?
But
man, please. I said, and I haven't even looked at the high school kids. I heard you all say something about some couple of high school guys.
Yeah. We get into the high school game. The number one high school player coming out rated was Ace Bailey, who went to Rutgers, and
now Rutgers has a duo now. Don't forget about that.
Oh, they do. They do. It just. It's not gelling. It's the first year. It's not gelling right now. If they stay, when you're that high of a ranked player coming out of high school, it's kind of understood that you're probably not going to stay in for your second year, and you're probably going to go to the NBA. But we'll see, because it's the Cooper Flag show right now.
That's like the James, huh? And when I used to call in all the time, I told y'all way last year about LeBron James. He's the greatest ever. Besides Will Chamberlain. I'm going to tell you, that man, that's where I put him, right up under Will Chamberlain. He's I don't know where he get his strength from. It must be God. That man, when I watch the games, I just be sitting up praying for him. I say, he going to fall out.
No, I like your take. I do tell people in my top 5, I have Wilt Chamberlain as the greatest of all time. I mean, we literally had to make changes to the game so he would dominate the game. And then I have Kareem Abdul-Jabbar after that. He won on every level, and it's
I got games after that.
Oh, okay. And then I would give a strong look at Magic Johnson and but LeBron is
great.
He could be in my top 5, but I was never a Jordan is the greatest of all time guy. So I'll just put that out.
Well, I tell you what, the thing that makes the difference is his tenure.
Yes.
See, all those other guys, they were magnificent, but their tenure was short, and James is still in there.
Yeah.
Of course, he comes right out of high school, but he's still in there. And the last, this last part of his game, he is excelling. See, they talking Luka Doncic and all that. but James is still making all that happen.
Yeah, it's still LeBron's team.
That's why Dallas got rid of. I tell you, the Lakers tricked the Mavericks.
What?
Bamboozled them.
Wow.
Let them astray.
They didn't.
Got them. Yes, they did. I think they got them. Time will tell. But until the wheels fall off of Luka, because they already done fell off of, man, they traded a car to the Mavericks that was already on a donut. And you drove that the first day they drove it.
Yes,
oh boy got hurt. Anthony Davis. So you know how you got that donut on your tire, that temporary tire that says don't go above 55? He was out there like 26 points, 19 rebounds. You exceeded 55 miles per hour on that day, and that tire blew.
And like Big Perk say, his James IQ, I believe James has something with that deal. He see down the line. I think he's trying to get another championship before he retires.
Yeah, and he may have a chance. We have to remember this. Luka and Kyrie and just a bag of people just made it to the finals. Luka plus LeBron James, why can't they get to the finals? The way that LeBron has played, and I'm not saying Kyrie ain't amazing, but we talking a 6'9", 250, 60-pound powerhouse with range and that intelligence. So we see how good they're playing since Luka's come over in the trade.
And making everybody else around him good. Look at my boy. Didn't he come from my school, Texas? Jackson Hayes.
She know about that. She know about that. The 7-footer.
He looking like Davis. Big Anthony Davis already.
Oh, don't put that on him.
She said, well, he's a healthier version, but yeah, I'll let you have that because they're throwing the lobs. So to her point, the lobs they used to throw to AD, those are now going to Jackson Hayes. That rim protection is falling on him. They brought in Alex Lynn also. So there's a lot to put on Jackson Hayes. Ma'am, we got to take a pivot. So what was one other thing you wanted to get off before we go?
Oh, I was going to say a little bit about the Super Bowl. I already knew that they wasn't going to let nobody beat Green Bay Packers 3-peat record.
Hold on.
Wow. So there's a conspiracy record. They put that set in stone.
Okay, I like that take. I didn't know there was a Green Bay conspiracy.
Let me say this. Everybody came to help Philadelphia after beat the Chiefs. Did you see those smart coaches up there?
Yes.
That they coached Mahomes. He couldn't even turn around. They knew his every move.
But he turned around. He turned around when he was tucking and covering because that line, that tidal wave was coming.
So they didn't want that 3-peat record beat. That's set in stone with the Green Bay Packers.
Okay. Hey, thank you for calling in, ma'am. You were great.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Y'all have a blessed day.
You too.
Hey, she said she the queen. The queen of the throne. 512-836-2887. Listen, they all can't be kings. They all can't be queens. But whoever you are in between, you can call in and we'll holler at you.
Absolutely.
We love to hear from you. We love the listeners.
We like to talk.
And we love to talk. And we will go wherever y'all want to go. All right. I want to ask you a question here, Mr. January. I have a note. Okay. I'm going to read this note to you, and I want to see how it affects you. And don't hold back.
Yeah.
You ready?
Yep.
How smart is Shiloh Sanders for having his own combine, and as of last night, he's running his fastest 40 yet? How smart was that for him to do that?
That was really smart. I don't even think did he get an invite?
Nope, he did not get an invite.
So it was really smart, and then he especially did it on a day because yesterday at the NFL Combine, for those that don't know, the participants were linebackers and D linemen. So if you really think about it, Shiloh was the only safety, that participated. Well, obviously at his own combine, but he's the only safety that was a participant yesterday. So I think it's really smart getting all those NFL GMs, NFL agents out there too, because I know some people think he should have got invited, based off of his name. But
the name and the fame.
The name and the fame.
I mean, to be honest, you should have. Mm-hmm. You need as many clicks as possible, NFL. Mm-hmm. Everybody would have clicked on to see him run that 40. That clip, if you would have put it out there, that's a million view click, without exaggerating.
Did they say his time?
I didn't see his time.
Okay, they just said it was the fastest.
I think he's gonna wait. I think he's gonna try to get one or two more, and then he's gonna do. I think because he's so smart, he's gonna post again after everybody else. Watch. Let all the defensive backs run, and then I think that's when. Then we'll know. See, he just led. Because there's an 8-minute video that he's got on YouTube, and I didn't watch it yet, but he's just letting you know he got faster. And for those who don't know, it's a laser sighted clock, so this isn't hand timing. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So the people that actually do it for the NFL, he has them in his building doing him. Yeah, that's genius. I believe it's genius.
You got some people that be cheating with them hand times, man.
Yes.
I would know.
Yeah. So I think it was very smart, calculated, and listen, Deion Sanders is doing the right thing with his kid.
Do you think there's a chance they're trying to wait to see, because let's just be real, Shiloh's chances of getting drafted are not
very slim.
Yeah, they're slim. They're not as high as Shadour's, obviously. Do you think they're waiting to see where Shadour gets drafted, and then they'll start to get the main, teams in, start on draft day and talking to those teams?
Yes, I think so. I think that's what they're trying to do.
Yeah.
If for no other reason, his name is out there. If you just do a Google search, and you just put in Shiloh Sanders 40 time, we have everybody. We have top name personnel talking about him, and he didn't get invited.
Yeah.
This is the most talk I ever heard about somebody who didn't get invited, I think, in my lifetime. Because normally, someone that gets this kind of shine would be talked about, would be invited.
Yeah.
But he did not. And there's everything. There's College Football Network, 247 Sports, NBC Sports, The Sporting News. They are all writing about a guy that didn't even go there. So the NFL blew that. They blew it. And they only helped him because he's focused now. For those who don't know the importance, to run that 40-yard dash shows us your athleticism.
Yep.
It's just a measure of your athleticism. We're just saying this is what you are. So the fact that you could get faster proves to people you're a hard worker, you're coachable, and you're taking care of your body. You're doing all the right things. So if anything, he is padding his resume by doing this. I'm impressed.
Yeah, absolutely. Did you watch the combine last night?
I did not.
A little bit.
Did you?
I did.
What's your takeaways?
Keep your eyes out on a gym named Ty Robertson, a defensive lineman. 6'5". I think they said he's like 288 pounds. And he had the fastest 40 out of all the interior D linemen. If you really want to dive deep into it, you can watch his game film. He's from Nebraska University.
Yes, sir.
And that game they played against Colorado, he was number 9. He's right there in the middle, the D tackle. Yeah. Literally messing up that Colorado line. So he's got good game footage.
This guy during the season was 311 pounds. He's 6'6". And
there we go.
He slimmed down for the combine and ran a 4.83.
Yeah.
Good Lord. That's fast.
It was fast. I was shocked when I saw it.
He going to the league.
He's gonna get. I think he's gonna be a solid second rounder. I can see it. I can see it happen. It happened for Braden Fisk last year. Last year I didn't even know who Braden Fisk was. Then he popped off the fastest time out of all the D linemen.
Shoot, I'm turning Ty Robinson into a tight end in the league.
That'd be crazy.
4.83, because the work ethic that it takes to be a defensive tackle, the defensive lineman. He's gonna be a gym rat.
Yeah.
He's going to be intelligent. He knows the schemes. Put him at tight end.
But
we don't know what them hands look like.
I was going to say, can he catch the ball? That's the one thing we don't know.
But 4.83, hey, that'll get you to the league. So kudos to him. And now, instead of putting him in the interior, he might have earned himself an exterior position.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we might have to put that boy on the edge, make him an edge rusher. That's where the money's at.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. There was a. Oh, did you have another takeaway from the combine?
No, that was just mainly it.
Okay, so.
The boys from UT did quite well. Watching both of them.
Well, thank you for the alley-oop.
Yeah.
Because I was going to tell you, Isaiah Bond says he'll break Xavier Worthy's record time at the combine.
You know what? If he wasn't injured during the season, I can actually see it happening. Bond is fast.
Like when Corey was telling me, Jay.
That was
Corey.
That was Corey talking about. I'm really hoping he's listening
Texas
right now.
Had that much speed?
They did. With Jadon Blue, that's what it was. He was like, Jadon Blue might break the record, break Xavier Worthy's record, and I'm like,
I want to read something to you then, since you're a track guy.
Yeah.
I'm going to break the record tomorrow for sure, Bond said Friday. I anticipate running 4.20, or possibly, if I'm feeling great, I might run a 4.1.
No, that's not happening.
How much we capping right now? I mean, what are we doing, man?
Track guys run 4.1s. I'll say that.
Yes.
Track guys, and they were wearing like spikes and uniforms and everything.
Yes,
they
sir.
run 4.1s.
Yeah.
The people out there don't realize how fast a 4.2 really is and how quick it is, right? And they don't know how fast it is until they actually step on the lines and actually try running the 40 themselves. And then they're like, wow, I can't even actually break 4.4 or something like that, you know? Mm-hmm. Do I think Bond can break the record? It's a possibility, but I don't know. I don't know if it's actually going to get broken.
The record is 4.21, everybody, and Xavier Worthy just did that last year. During this season, to give y'all a little context, Bond was clocked at more than 22 miles per hour in a win against UTSA, University of Texas San Antonio, those outside of the Lone Star State. That's fast, Jamal.
That is.
That's fast.
That's fast. You can, like I said, it's possible. It's a possibility, man.
In the track circles, let me go a different way for a second. For those who don't know, Jamal January ran at that purple and white.
Yep.
Abilene Christian, and won a couple championships during his time. So he knows a little something about track. Jamal, when you hear and see an NFL dudes talking about, he got 22. He's the first wide receiver to get 23 miles per hour this season. Isaiah Bond got 22 miles per hour. Y'all don't ever do that. Y'all only do times.
Times. That's it.
That's
because that's all that
matters. The clock matters. The speedometer doesn't, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Y'all never do that. Are y'all jealous of that?
No.
Wouldn't on your resume you would have liked to be able to said, man, I hit 24 once.
Nah.
You good?
I'm perfectly fine with telling people of the times I ran.
You know,
stuff.
Is that so? To a track dude, is that almost like the people that when they introduce themselves, they got to tell you, "Hey, I'm Douglas Paul Washington II, MBA, JD, PhD." Bro, I didn't need all that.
Yeah.
I mean, and you got to give context.
I mean, they were talking about, because as a track guy, I feel like a lot of the times we're thinking like, okay, you're saying how fast they ran with the speedometer, but line up against some actual track and field dudes and races. Because, whenever, that's the one thing you're going to get as a track and field athlete, especially if you do sprints. Oh, you must be fast, huh? You want to race? I got that question so many times throughout my career at Abilene Christian University. And I was like, nah, I really don't want to race you, man. I'm not going to waste my time with you. But, because, we saw DK Metcalf actually spike it up and race against some world-class sprinters.
And that looked different.
It did look different. He still went 10-3, but he got dead last in his heat,
I want to give y'all some context. All right. So we're excited. Yeah. Isaiah Bond hit 22 miles per hour. And that seems fast to us, right?
Yeah.
Now, we're talking about the greatest of all time. I think most people will give it to us. Maybe some people are some Carl Lewis fans. Or Jesse Owens because he did it first. It's the... Usain Bolt, according to the International Association of Athletics Federation, says that between his 60 to 80 meter mark, Bolt ran roughly 27.8 miles per hour, which is the highest recorded speed any human being has ever attained.
Believable. It's believable too.
Jamal, I didn't go to Abilene Christian, but tell me if my math is good. 22,
Yeah.
27.8. 5.8 miles per hour.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
That's the walking speed of the average American. In between. Literally, that's how we get the word walk down. Look like you walking with somebody. Like, in perspective, 22 ain't all that good.
Yeah.
Okay. See, we had to get out to the people. Because I know Cass is feeling good about themselves in that 40-yard dash, but there's levels to this, son, when it comes to speed. And I just want to do that to my track co-host over there.
Track speed and football speed are two different things, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, and the quicker people realize it, the quicker they'll be satisfied, man. I'm telling you.
I wanna do something else. What is something that is deep in the draft that if you don't get it in free agency, then it's okay? When you look at this draft class, is there anything that you could think of in this upcoming draft class that you're like, it's deep? So if you're a GM, you're like, well, yeah, I need this, but it ain't out there. Anything that you could think of off the top of your head?
Top of my head, not at the moment.
I'm going to say running back.
Running backs? Oh, the running backs are deep.
I think there's a resurgence after what King Henry did and Saquon. And remember, we were talking last week, and at the very end of it, I was telling y'all the fastest guy in the draft of a published 40 time. Now, we'll see what happens at this combine.
Yeah.
But the fastest guy was at a smaller school, and that's a game breaker. So coming out of this combine, I just want to say this to you then. So I think you agree with running back. We could pick a couple other things. I think there's some decent wide receivers coming out too, though.
The running backs, I mean, the receivers are
There's a
decent.
few that I might want to take first round, but top 20. I mean, but we said Isaiah Bond.
Yeah.
We said Jaden Blue.
Yeah.
We know about Ashton Genty. If Ashton, because we had him as a 4.45, but we'll see what happens at the combine. If Ashton goes out and runs a 4.3, is he now the number one running back to be taken? Like, does that make you, as a general manager, feel different about him?
I think he's still gonna be the number one running back taken. Okay. Just because you look at the resume, Heisman finalist.
Yes, sir.
I'll say it led Boise State to a college football playoff experience.
That's the only reason why they did make it. While we was watching them.
Maxwell Award winner, if I am correct.
Yes.
So the kid's a stud. He's still gonna be the number one running back in this draft class. Now, you did mention, King Henry and Saquon, pretty much getting the running backs, back to that value that they need. But also look at the other running backs around the league as soon as they got to new teams. Look at what Josh Jacobs did this year. He played his butt off.
Aaron Jones
looked great this year. Like, guys that we're not used to seeing, be mentioned all the time.
Over in Houston, Mixon,
yeah, exactly.
It's like, Cincinnati, y'all this is what we doing? Y'all gonna let me go?
So,
all right.
Yeah, it makes me happy to see the value of the running back go back up.
Yes, sir. It's back.
And then we can even name the young guys, Jahmyr Gibbs and Bijan. Like, great dudes.
And if I was a team, I'd go get me two, because Detroit showed when you have a Jahmyr Gibbs and a Montgomery, it's to your advantage. And if one goes down, you still at a minimum you got that 1A. If you lost 1B,
I want to break it down for you even more.
Oh, do that.
Go get two. You seen what two teammates can do?
Yes.
I'm talking about QJ Judkins.
Yeah.
And Trayvon Henderson. Oh. I'm saying in that second round, whoever picks one, go ahead and try and trade up to get the other, because they both had amazing seasons at Ohio State.
So he's talking about Trayvon Henderson, according to NFL Draft Buzz. There's a lot of sites. I use them. He's 208, 5'10", runs a 4.39. He's ranked higher at number 4.
Yeah.
Dylan Sampson.
I'm really hoping Corey heard that one, because I remember last week I said Henderson was better.
And then Q Judkins is bigger. He's 219, 6 foot, 2 inches taller, and about 11 pounds heavier. Runs a 4.49. We'll see what he does at the combine. That's the number 4 and number 6 running back out there.
I'm saying
And
I don't even know.
You could swing back around and get him. Dylan Sampson from Tennessee.
Okay,
But,
Dylan Sampson.
You could go get Henderson in the first round and come back in the second round, and Judkins might be there.
Because I remember Travis was talking about it when I asked him the question about. For those that don't know, Travis is a diehard Cowboys fan,
Yes, he is.
and when I asked him, your pick, Cowboys have pick number 12, I believe, or something like that.
I'll get that for you.
But they have a somewhat decent early pick in this draft coming up. So I was asking him, do you go get the running back? The projection was to get Genty, but now I'm seeing a lot more projections that Genty's probably might be gone by then. Or do you go get an O-lineman? And he mentioned, I would like to see us go get an O-lineman since Ryan Martin, the Pro Bowler, retired.
Yeah.
So now
12th pick, you're right.
Yep, 12th pick. So now what you do, for Travis's sake, go get that O-lineman in that first pick, and then rounds 2 and 3, try and get that duo running back situation with them 2 boys from Ohio State. I'm saying, hey, it can, don't knock it till you try it, but it can work.
To your point, there's some boys out there. So we know that they're not going to go that far, but we got one here in Texas.
Yeah,
you can keep a Texas boy. Kelvin Banks Jr.
Or Kelvin Banks Jr., yeah.
You go get that boy. Oh, wait, you had another one. Were you going Cameron Williams?
Cameron Williams?
He's ranked a little bit lower. He's down at 8. He's 6'5", 335, runs a 5'4".
Yeah.
So those are 2 in the top 12. But
I mean,
Kelvin Banks
go get Kelvin.
Might be there at number 12.
He
runs a 5'3".
What teams are before? I can let you know if he'll be there.
Oh, yeah, let's do that. So before there, you have at pick number 11, San Francisco 49ers, who need a cornerback, a defensive tackle, and an edge linebacker.
Yeah, they need defense.
Okay. Then you got Chicago Bears.
They might get Kelvin Banks.
Yeah, okay. Then you got New Orleans Saints.
They need help all over though.
Carolina Panthers.
Yeah.
They need help all over. New York Jets.
Well, I think the Panthers are going to go defensive side. I think the
edge
Jets are an interesting case because I don't know if you saw Mel Kiper's mock draft, but he have the Jets can potentially snag up Shador.
Yeah,
which is rare.
Okay, let's come back to that. Yeah. Let's come back to that. We appreciate you guys sticking and staying. This is the Fans View, KZI 88.7. View KZI 88.7 FM. That is Jamal January. It takes a cold-hearted man to stop that balling like dirt intro to cut it and then make y'all have to listen to me. So the people are mad at you, Jamal. They wanted that thing to keep riding for a little bit.
They do. Sorry, guys. I'm just a sound engineer.
Guess we got to get back to the business. Yeah. I'm Douglas Paul Washington II. We appreciate you guys joining us. All right, so I started the show by talking about the baby-faced assassin, Stephen Wardell Curry. Yes, sir. Number 30. Oh, you know his brother's wearing 32?
Mm-hmm. Okay. He's wearing his shoe brand, too.
Yeah. You know what? Sibling rivalry is overrated.
It is.
There are some families out there that ride for each other.
It's just crazy because I know they're like, man, I went to Duke. Oh, I went to Davidson. I had a better college career. Yep. I got drafted higher. Who has more MVPs and championships? It's like the bigger picture.
Yes, in the bigger picture. In the scheme, in the grand scheme of it all. Yes. Who's mentioned as the greatest shooter of all time.
Yes.
Yeah. And who won us a gold medal single-handedly?
Yeah.
Yeah, because Steph was that was a show.
He went crazy.
All right, so last night, the Golden State Warriors played the Orlando Magic. And Steph Curry, if you've heard of him, made 12 out of 19 three-pointers. Mm-hmm. People, that's hot.
That is.
I wish I had the sounder for Paris Hilton in my Paris Hilton voice. I'm going to say it again. That's hot, if y'all didn't know. He went 12 of 12 from the free throw line. That's legit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Overall, he went 16 of 25. So that means of the other 10 shots he took, he went 4 of 6. Of the other 6 shots he took, he went 4 of 6 everywhere else. Mm-hmm. That boy was hot last night.
He was.
So he finished with 56 points, only 4 turnovers. How many times because if you don't know, people, he's not a catch and shoot guy. So he does this off the dribble. Mm-hmm. He dribbles to a spot. This dude moves around. And only 4 turnovers is great. That wasn't even the high on his team. It's tied for the high. Draymond had 4 turnovers. And on the other team, Paolo Banchero had 5. They had a Wendell Carter Jr., who's a big man, who only takes 8 shots. Brother, how you going to have 4 turnovers? Man,
oh no,
you need to work on your passing game.
It's so crazy to me because it could. Your favorite player could just go off. You don't even know when. Because you look at the game before that where they played the Charlotte Hornets, right? They won, but Curry went 2 for 9.
Yes,
from 3. Only had 15 points. That's how you get your get back, man. 15 to 56.
Man, the Hornets look good. They played a good game last night. Okay, you're gonna distract me about the Hornets. I just want to ask you this question.
Mm-hmm.
Is Steph Curry going to get a chance at a title again?
I think there's a chance. So I look at the team as a whole.
Yeah.
There are still some places they need to fix, but I like Draymond and Steph's duo. Obviously I still wish it was a trio with Clay, but there is always a chance you can get at a title again. But at the end of the day, them boys are on the West, and the West is loaded.
Yeah.
So
I don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Not when Jimmy Butler last night. Man, you got to understand the assignment, yo. When your boy is hot like that, when you're on the team, those of us who have played team sports, when you got to get out the way. But you don't just stand by and watch. You don't evaluate, you participate because your teammate needs you. You can't let all that go for naught. 56 points, they only won by 6. In fact, in the fourth quarter, they needed all them 56 points because Orlando only got outscored by Dallas in the fourth quarter by 1 point, 29-28. Yeah. Jimmy Buckets, playoff Jimmy, went 1 for 7, 5 points. Come on, Jimmy.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Somebody got to do something. The next person on the team was Quentin Post. You ever heard of him?
Nope.
Ain't nobody talking about Quentin Post. That boy had 18. He understood the assignment. He helped out. He went 7 for 9 on the game. And so it's just they needed all 56 of those.
Yeah.
Against a team that has a losing record over in the East that does have surprisingly a winning record at home, though. But them fans over in Orlando, they ride for the Magic all the way back to the Shaquille O'Neal days. And it's a great fan base. So, yeah, I just wanted to put that out there that I don't think that Steph Curry's going to get another chance at the title as this team is constructed.
Yeah.
A blockbuster would have to happen. I think they should get rid of Draymond.
Yeah. After that,
I think his time is gone.
Yeah.
But especially when KD got turned down, I would have had a conversation with KD and be like, "Hey, hold on now, just so you know, we're willing to get rid of Draymond." Because from what I can tell, he has a good relationship with Steph.
He has a great relationship with Steph.
He probably lost a little bit of respect for Steph in that Steph can't control his mad dog Draymond, but that's about it. I bet that's it.
I mean, I ain't gonna lie, I would have let KD walk too, solely because reason being is because that there was one game where I saw they passed the ball to KD. It was when KD was still on the Warriors, by the way.
Yes,
but they passed the ball to KD. The clock is ticking down, and KD's just holding it. And Draymond, and KD's waving Draymond to go in the corner. And Draymond, you can tell his attitude. He looked pissed. And it was basically like that. I know you can shoot, but we got 2 more shooters on this team that can shoot as well. That's not that whole ISO ball dealio that you're trying to do. That's not what we do over here at Golden State. Get that ball swinging. One of these dudes gonna be open, and maybe
who's gonna say that to him outside of Draymond? Steph ain't gonna say it.
Yeah, you're right. Steph ain't
and
gonna say
Steph
it. And Steph
has the game that even if they weren't playing that, if they did decide to do ISO, you could do it with those too.
True, but I know
you still got options.
But who do you think has the last laugh right now? The guy that eventually won a championship without KD being there, or Kevin Durant?
Man, I'm just
saying.
I loved that connection.
Yeah.
I want to say the greatest backcourt in Golden State history was not Clay and Steph.
Yeah.
It was Steph and KD. Because Clay is just what we talking about. He's a spot up shooter.
Yeah.
He's a stop and pop dude, right?
Right.
He'll go stop in the corner. You feed him, he'll pop. KD could go. He got levels to this. For those who don't know, there's a YouTube collection. Go Google Klay Thompson layup package or Klay Thompson layups, and then you'll see over the years how horrible his lay game is. So
it's pretty bad.
But Kevin Durant will take it off the dribble. He'll post. He does know his size, and go put a little short guy on him.
Yeah,
he'll punish you. So, okay, I want to go somewhere else.
What, the Pistons?
Let's talk to the ladies out there.
Oh, go ahead.
We're going to step away from basketball for a second.
Let's go ahead.
I want to give some ladies some loves. Clarissa Shields made history as the first boxer, male or female, to win undisputed titles in 3 weight classes. She dominated Danielle Perkins in a unanimous decision, adding the WBA, WBC, and IBF heavyweight belts.
That's
the Flint
impressive.
crowd erupted as she secured her place amongst boxing's greatest. And so I just want to know, can we give her the greatest of all time? In the world, but in America, are we that chauvinistic that we wouldn't even consider a female when it comes to the greatest of all time? This is something I just told you. No, this is something a man has never done.
Yeah, we can consider it because you said 3 weight classes.
Undisputed titles in 3 weight classes. And then she also went over to MMA just because I guess she was bored.
Yeah.
And won some MMA matches too.
Just trying to beat some more people up. Yeah.
Just to show, I mean, I'm nice with these hands, and I'm willing to step out of my comfort zone. And if we got to take it to the flow, I'll do that too.
3 weight classes?
Yes, sir. Undisputed.
That's
unanimous decision.
That's really impressive. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, you and I can't cure what ails the world.
Yeah.
But I just want to draw attention to something that might have been missed for the ladies that are out there, and just as just a little bit of a talking point that maybe you gotta open up your eyes, because greatness is out there, and sometimes we're a little biased. I mean, when I say we, I'm talking about everybody.
Yeah. I mean,
majority.
My greatest athlete of all time is a lady.
Your greatest athlete of all time?
Yes.
And who is that, pray tell?
It is Simone Biles. and I always, I remember I said it on the air like last year around the Olympics, during the Olympics time and everything, but I always say, it's
Jamal?
Simone. Yeah.
I don't know who you're dating.
Nobody.
But you're going to make somebody very happy one day. And if it's a lady, that lady is going to say, you are amazing. Because that is the type of thinking that we need in this world. I mean, open yourself up. I would 512-836-2887. Call in, people. If you disagree with that man's take on his greatest of all time. Because I just told you about Wilt. But do you hear me saying anything to the contrary? That's a good one, dog.
I mean, gymnastics.
If you're open-minded.
Yeah.
Dominating a sport where there's no disagreement.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like,
and longevity. I mean, bruh, you just dunked. Hung on the rim with that one.
Hey, man.
I see what you did there.
Her size, the rules they kept changing because of her. Like, come on.
I gotta go back to the NBA. There's one other thing that we didn't talk about that we need to talk about.
Yeah.
And I just want to ask you, when it comes to the NBA, when I'm talking standings. Now that we're in the second part of the season, it's not, ladies and gentlemen, the All-Star game does not happen at the halfway point. But for what's left in the season, I just want to ask you, the Cleveland Cavaliers are on fire. Their last 10, still, they're 9-1. The defending champions in their last 10 are 8-2. Bruh. Are we looking at maybe a dynasty in the Boston Celtics? If they can catch and beat in the Eastern Conference Finals, let's just say the Cleveland Cavaliers, it should be them, and then they can beat whoever comes out of the West, we may have to start thinking of that duo, Brown and Tatum, as a dynasty and one of the greatest teams of all time, because they've made it to the finals. They were young, so we'll say, you know, they weren't ready, but we we might have to give them some respect, right?
Oh no, I have so much respect for Tatum and Brown.
Because nobody's talking about
Yeah,
them.
especially how I'll say how they did dirty during the Olympics. You know, Brown not even be considered on the team, and then Tatum barely getting the playing time he deserves coming off of that NBA championship season. But in my opinion, I don't call anyone a dynasty unless I see 3 championships come from your team.
So you go that.
Yeah. So, but no, their duo is special for sure. I like because you have Tatum, who's 6'10". I'll say he can pretty much play the 1 through the 5.
Yeah.
You know, if he wants. And then you have Brown, who's 6'7", but doesn't play like he's 6'7". He goes at bigs.
Okay.
You know,
so your number
like
is
that.
3.
Yeah.
So dig what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
3 out of the last 4 NBA championships, the Boston Celtics team, that duo has been there. That's your 3.
Let me see. But they didn't
3
win.
out of 4.
Well, like what? The conference finals or the finals in
the
general?
NBA finals.
Okay.
They've been in 3. Sorry. Now, and I was making fun of you earlier about a hypothetical.
Yeah.
But I'm just projecting.
Oh, that they're gonna make it
because
I was like,
year.
okay,
Sorry,
okay. No, you're
I got
good.
ahead of myself. If they make it,
Yeah.
and I'm not a Celtics fan, people, although I did live there
Of
for a
course
couple of
you
years.
did.
But I am not a fan. I just want to know that we are not biased because
Yeah.
I don't hear a lot of people talking about that team and respect for what they're doing because we might be missing a great show that's happening right under our noses. And that's all. So
Yeah.
if they make it, and I know
Yeah.
I made fun of you, I was mad at you, I was talking to you earlier because you gave a hypothetical. But
Yeah.
okay, I'm gonna do the hypothetical. If they make it,
Yeah.
and I did say if they win it, does that change? Because now that means they've been in 3 of the last 4, and they've won 2 of those.
You persuaded me a little bit, yeah.
I know. Considering you made it as a youngin, that back in 2022, and they lost to
the Warriors.
Golden State.
Yeah.
Look at you. That's a good job.
I was like, that was when Steph finally got his first Finals MVP.
And then the Denver Nuggets over Miami. I actually want to go back to the Eastern Conference Finals and see how close that Miami Heat got out of there to go face the Nuggets.
Oh, because it was Jimmy Butler went absolutely bonkers.
I remember. Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I do. Playoff Jimmy.
I'm a Miami Heat fan, so I watched that game.
And
yeah.
then for them to smack around the Dallas Mavericks like they did last year,
Yep.
said, "Oh, you the best in the West? That's cute."
Yeah, I mean, I kind of figured that I was
Really?
like, yeah, that it was gonna happen. In all honesty, I mean, like I said, Tatum and Brown are just like, think about it. If let's just say they go and play at a park one day. Well, let me not say that because Kyrie's actually a dog. But there was no one on that Boston Celtics team good enough to stop. I mean, no one good enough on that Dallas Mavericks team good enough to stop Jason Tatum from doing what he does, and especially good enough to stop Brown, in my opinion. And then Horford literally did his role. That's all he had to do was just, hey man, we just need you to do your role, and he stepped up. And then their wild card, Derek White, played his butt off. Yeah. So I mean, everybody came together, man.
I went back and looked at it, that 2023 finals. Miami won 4-3.
Yeah.
And there were a couple squeakers. And Miami was an 8 seed.
They almost blew that lead too.
That.
I remember that. And Miami almost blew it.
Game 6, Boston won 104-103.
Yep.
Now that Game 7, I don't know what happened, considering if it's a Game 7 and the 8th seed was Miami, that means it was a home game for Boston.
It was.
And for them to lose 84-103, I would love to hear behind the scenes what happened. Like someone's got to explain that one to me. What I think the turning point was the first game of the series, Miami won 123-116, and I think, and then they went on and they won the very next game.
Momentum.
And now you're playing uphill after that.
Yeah.
So then Boston did go win 2 straight, and I think that's just where it got away from. So we'll blame that on maybe a little youthful exuberance.
I guess.
Maybe Ime Udoka was distracted. Neil Long may not have moved to Boston yet, and so he had a wild night the night before. Hopefully y'all get that inside joke. But look, That's woulda, coulda, shoulda. Miami won the series. Miami went to the finals.
Yeah.
But now that I think about it and look and revisit, check the tape, that was tough. That was a squeaker.
And then after you get there and after you win, players want to come and play for your team.
Yes.
That's just the way how it goes. In
Yes,
free
sir.
agency, you got people who they go get. Drew Holiday.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, I'm available. Porzingis.
Yes, sir.
Hey, I'm available.
I'm available.
You know, so people want to go play there now, man.
No, I mean I'm available if they
Yeah.
want me.
All right.
All right. So then I gotta be fair. I can't have the East Coast bias.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the West.
Loaded, stacked.
The Oklahoma City Thunder. The Oklahoma City Thunder are the number 1 seed. They're 47-11. They're, air quotes, they're young.
They are.
So do you give them respect? Because that's why I had to go back to that Boston thing. Because a lot of people love to say, oh, well, you know, young team, they can't do this. And they're not going to win it. So do you think that, and we're just going chalk here, that as the number 1 seed, the Oklahoma City Thunder could actually win it this year?
I think, like I said, there's a chance for any of these teams to win. You know, I'm not the guy to count any team out unless it's the Lakers. But I'm
Why are you trying to get Corey mad? Hey, Corey, I'm
trying to get him to call in.
I'm clipping all this. He coming at you today.
But I'm looking at the West standings right now. Memphis is a really young and unexperienced team. Even though they're at the number 2 seed, I just don't see them going that far in the playoffs. I look at teams like the Denver Nuggets, who are just loaded with 3 big men that play their role exceptionally well, and you know, Jokic, MVP, Aaron Gordon, great slasher, MPJ, a shooter. It's like you kind of got a good little trio going, and then you got Jamal Murray, who knows how to erupt in the playoffs.
Why you gotta talk about Jamal? Is it the name?
It's the name.
Bias.
But looking at this, I think OKC can get to the Western Conference Finals again, but I just don't think. I don't know. There's so many
Are you biased because they're young? If it was an older team, would you be saying this? Because that is clear domination, brother man.
Yeah.
They got a 9-game lead over number 2.
But it's a 7-game series.
Even the Celtics don't even have that
True.
because they're number 2. They're 6.5 back.
It's a 7-game series.
What else do you
man.
need, Jamal? They 25-4 at home, which means, you know, you taking care of business like you're supposed to.
If I just need because the only team I'm looking that's a threat to them are the Nuggets. If the Nuggets weren't if the Nuggets weren't ranked number 3, I would be like, yeah, OKC's gonna go and they're gonna probably win. But it's the fact that the Nuggets are right there at 3, man. I don't know why, but it's just bothering me.
Okay.
Just
that's
like
why. No, I wanted to know. I wanted to know. 512-836-2887. I'd love to hear from you guys. Call in and tell Jamal that he is biased.
I probably am, but
he's hating on. They the best in the West.
No. I'm not even trying to
give
hate.
Them their due, and he thinks they gonna get to the finals and get smacked around. Those are my words. But I'm the sensationalist. That's what I do. We all know our role on this show. But hey, man.
But because I look at it like this, there are some teams that are just great teams in the playoffs.
Yes, sir.
You know, like look at the Miami Heat, right? They always somewhat buns during the regular season. Then you get to the playoff times and they're hooping, right? Well, that's a little biased because that is my favorite team. It's like
I got something for you.
Because hold on, there was a year where ATL was number 1. That was Jeff Teague, Kyle Korver, Millsap. And they actually, I want to say they had the best record in the league. I could be wrong. And what happened to them? They couldn't get past the Heat.
But that was then. This is now. What I want to, I'm sending a text right now to Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, and I'm just telling him you hate on him.
He's great.
And
he should win MVP.
No, what you got against Shea?
I have nothing against Shea.
Canadian? You don't like Canadians?
It's just that I don't know, man.
You a Kevin Hart fan?
Denver has been there before.
You don't like Shea?
No, it has nothing to do with that.
Because Denver's got a Jamal. Is that why? I mean, I just want to know where your bias is based from.
look at what Denver's history in the playoffs, man.
Oh yeah. Well, if they got this history in the playoff, why are they 9.5 back? They should be using that history to catch up.
Cause I don't know. Some people, some players are just like, we don't got to try hard until we get to the playoffs, and it sucks. That's
like we don't have to win this game. What's good right now?
Low management. That's what the term I was looking for. You know, some people be doing that.
To that same point, just like we knew that the Philadelphia team, player for player, was better. Mm-hmm. You are what your record says you are, and so at the end of the day, maybe it also means Oklahoma City ain't got to try that hard to win these games, and people don't get close enough where the decision has to be made. Hey, do we really want to go win this game, or do we just wait? They ain't got to do that. If I look back at their record, I got it open. Let's just look at the games they lost. Yeah. So they lost to the Timberwolves by 3. That's a good team. Mm-hmm. They lost to the Timberwolves again by 15.
I see a pattern.
That was at the Timberwolves.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Anthony Edwards, they lost at the Warriors by 7, 116-109. They lost to the Mavericks. That was when Luka was there by 6. Yeah. They lost to the Mavericks again. Luka was there by 8. Mm-hmm. They lost to the Cavaliers by 7. Yeah. I mean, not necessarily blowouts. I mean, I don't see a 20-point loss here. Now, let's go back. Let's talk about the team that you wanted everybody to think about. Let's talk about your Nuggets. Are we go? Oh, so let me back up. Yeah. So does that impress you when I say that? When I tell you just how good they did? Yeah. Are you not entertained, Jamal January?
I'm impressed, but at the same time, like I said before, people play different when the playoffs come around, man.
So then let me tell you this. You've heard of the Lakers, right?
Sadly, yeah.
The Denver Nuggets lost to the Lakers by 23.
Okay.
They lost to Giannis, the Bucks. Mm-hmm. They lost to the Knicks by 10. Mm-hmm. They lost to the Bulls. The Bulls, bro. The Bulls. They lost to the Bulls by 8. They lost to, remember you was like pattern, and because you wanted to make fun of Shea because he lost to the Timberwolves. They lost to the Timberwolves by 29. Yeah. Did Shea lose to him by 29? Yo, Shea, call up. Shea, call up. Somebody in Austin knows Shea. And so I just want to throw that to you because you visibly laughed. Something tells me you hate on him.
I'm not hating on them. It's just I don't know because I had high hopes for OKC last year.
I know.
And I watched Luka and Kyrie go to work. Yeah, it was their first time. So it's making me wonder if it's gonna repeat, if history is just gonna repeat itself again, man. And especially, I can't count nobody out on the West. That's just me. The East is a whole nother story. But there's so many dominant teams on the West.
You got the reverse bias for the East,
I guess.
Well, look, we are going to take a quick break. We'll be back for our last segment. You listen to the Fans View, KZI 88.7 FM, broadcasting live from Austin, Texas. If you ain't never been here, man, you should come visit. Come tell us what you think. We want to know.
Come to the station.
We'd love for you. Yeah, swing by. You got to know if you've been listening. Come in. We actually have a viewing room. Like you could walk in. And you could see, maybe a show would be live. Poke your head in and see what it all looks like. Come on through. Yeah. We'll holler at you. So we were just talking about some NBA stuff. And something occurred to me, Jamal. There was a common denominator that the kryptonite for the top 2 teams in the NBA was Mr. Anthony Edwards. He is quite possibly the face of the NBA, but he said, I don't want to be the face of the NBA. Yeah. So when you hear that he says that, how does that hit you?
I mean, it's a little like what is it, like you don't want to step up and like be that guy, or are you just like you're perfectly fine where you are, or I don't know. It's a little weird. It's a weird thing to say.
Here's what I can tell you. The party dude, he's a party dude. Yeah. The party dude does not want the responsibility. You got to watch everywhere you're going. You got to watch what you say. You got to watch what you do. You do know that he didn't play in the All-Star game, right?
Yeah, I know.
And there's a lot of rumors out there.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he partied a little too hard.
He was out there warming up, though.
Didn't get in the game. And then came back out of the All-Star break and looked really good. Wasn't on any injury reports.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of little things that you have to decide on. Like, you have to decide, who do you want to be? Mm-hmm. Because you'll take the sponsors. You'll be the face of Adidas for them shoes.
Yeah.
Because they give you the check.
It's no longer James Harden, I'll tell you that.
You'll be the face of Sprite, right? You know you're the dominant pitch man for Sprite. He ain't complaining about that. But the face of the NBA, that don't come with a contract. That ain't additional money for you. It's additional duty, but it ain't additional funds. Mm-hmm. What say you? How's that hit you when I say that? Does that help you to understand it?
A little bit.
For the party dude?
A little bit. It was just funny how you kept calling him a party dude.
That's the way I see him.
Yeah.
He's not the business guy.
Yeah.
He's not the professional guy. Mm-hmm. He wants to stay in that lane. He doesn't want to grow. He wants to be able to be that guy that says, "Oh, I'll just say whatever's on my mind."
He does.
There's a measure of authenticity to that. But there's also a time, Jamal, if you're on a relay team.
Yeah.
And which leg did you like to run?
Third. Well, third in high school, but the turns got bigger in college. So, second. Okay, so if you're second, I don't get a good start out the blocks. Mm-hmm. And I give it to you, and you could already tell, man, I'm behind. Mm-hmm. And so now you're going down that backstretch, and you are hating life, just looking at them boys and how much room you got to make up. Yeah. In the press conference, we don't win, by the way. We'll come in second. Yeah. We'll come in second because you did good work down that backstretch to get us there. Mm-hmm. We came in second. People ask you, Jamal, January, you guys were had the best split in the nation. Mm-hmm. We thought you guys were going to win. Y'all came in second. How do you feel? Now, are you going to throw Dougie under the bus? Nah.
Okay, then. So you don't just say everything that comes off the top of the dome.
He I ain't gonna lie, Ant needs some media training, man.
Yeah.
Like, when you look at, like, his past interviews and everything, you're right. He says whatever is on his mind, and he doesn't think about it before he says it.
Yes. And that's okay, because some of that could come back and hurt you, because it could stop the sponsorships. Mm-hmm. Look, he don't want to lose that Adidas shoe.
No, he definitely
don't want to lose Sprite.
He's going to come out with a second version, by the way.
Good. Mm-hmm. So, in that measure, that's all I'm saying. I just think that it's okay to grow, young buck. I'm talking to you, Anthony Edwards. It's okay to grow. You're not leaving any measure of authenticity. You're still true to where you came from. Mm-hmm. But it's called maturity. Yeah. It's about protecting the bag at this point. Mm-hmm. Getting more in that bag for your subsequent offspring, for generations after you. When your grandchildren's children are still spending money and using some of the wealth that you've accumulated, they won't care about nothing else but just to say, man, we so glad the grandpappy put this in the trust for all of us, and we still eating off of it. Yeah. But that's just my take. That's grown man right there talking about my financial game and what I would do if I was Anthony Edwards. But I'm not the young buck. And I think that's why he went that way. Yeah. All right. 512-836-2887. We're going to give you guys a chance to call in if you'd like to be a part of the show. Shador Sanders says he's confident that his history of success will repeat in the NFL. Mm-hmm. Do you have a problem with his confidence and him saying that? Why don't you have a problem with it? I want to see that.
I mean, you looked at the confidence he had at Colorado and what it was like playing with a team that was, some would say, mediocre, or a lot of people would say mediocre.
Yes, sir.
And then I know there's those people out there, stay humble this, stay humble that. I'm pretty sure Shador's been humble for the longest, man. You know, you just look at his journey and everything. So I think now, show these NFL GMs that, hey, I'm ready to be that guy. I'm ready to have the keys to the franchise like I have pretty much had the keys at a rebuild at Colorado. So when it comes to me and I look at this and I look at his confidence, I'm like, if I'm an NFL GM / coach, I'm like, hey, let's get this guy. I'm ready to take him. We're ready for him to lead us into charge and everything. Ready for his rookie season and see where this can take us.
I looked at some clips.
Go ahead.
And I remember when a gentleman by the name of Richard Williams said that his daughters were going to change the game and live in infamy. Everybody laughed. Oh, look at this guy, so braggadocious. And I seen some interviews. It's notorious of an interview where Richard Williams had to get at a media personality who was interviewing Venus, and she said she felt confident. She thought she could win the tournament she was entering, and dude was browbeating her of, well, what makes you think? Why are you so confident? And Richard said, hey, man, get off that. She answered the question. And anything you're doing from here on, you're trying to go at her confidence and take away it. I looked at the same thing for Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods in an interview with Curtis Strange. Y'all can look that one up. Curtis Strange saying the same thing, trying to chip away, and said, oh, man, you're pretty cocky. It sounds cocky. I'm paraphrasing there.
Let me throw another name at you.
What's that?
Noah Lyles.
Noah Lyles.
Another overly confident dude.
It is wrong of us, when you're an older person, to tell a young person what they can or can't do. That's wrong. It's wrong because you don't know. They are called generational talents. It hasn't been done yet. That doesn't mean it can't happen. And you're not a future teller. You can, if it was, you'd put on a turban and get your crystal ball out, and you'd be a millionaire doing that.
Yeah.
So if anything, you're just spewing negativity, and I look down on that. So I am glad that this young man has the confidence to think that he can repeat his success. And I'm gonna just say, Joe Cool, when he came out of LSU,
Joe Burp.
after winning the Heisman, you knew he was going to a crappy team, right?
Yeah.
Cincinnati Bengals have been a crappy team. But with Joe Cool, they made it to a Super Bowl quick, didn't they?
Yeah. 2 years, I think.
Because I would have laughed. Oh, you going to the Bengals, dog. You ain't going to do what you did at LSU. And just as you said, 2 years later, in the Super Bowl. So you keep all that negativity and all them scabs that you old heads got of what you could have or couldn't have done. Let the young bucks eat. We got someone live. Thanks for calling in. What's on your mind?
Hey, great show as always. I just wanted to point out that Shadur Sanders, he'll do great, and that he's had great leadership, great training, and great direction from his father and his upbringing. But then ultimately he does something that a lot of youngsters don't do. He puts the work in, because ultimately, as we know, heavy is the head that holds the crown. And then finally, he will do fine if he goes into a system where he has an experienced coach, and a coach that creates a system that will help him, enable him, as well as develop him, versus just throwing him in the fire and say, hey, give me 17 wins. But if you look at what coaches like Andy Reid did with Mahomes, and you look at anybody that's been in a successful, you look at even the conniving New England Patriots. But the reality is, Brady was you talked about being mediocre, but he put the work in, and he has the accomplishments. At the same time, Shadur will be successful because he has the mindset and he has the positive attitude. Again, great show. Thank you, guys.
Hey,
thank you.
Thanks for calling in. So this gentleman is, because none of us can tell the future. Yes, it's very easy to just be. That's the lazy, easy way out. Oh, he ain't gonna do that in college, bruh. or sorry, in the NFL, because he did in college. You don't know that, because if you would have asked me, I remember last year, I was high on Michael Penix.
Penix.
And did he win the Heisman?
No.
Who won the
he
Heisman
should-
that year?
He should have. But Jaden Daniels. It was
Okay.
JD5, yeah.
And I remember one of the arguments we got into last year was how high Corey Mose from KVU
Yeah.
was on Jaden. Remember, I was like, man, he ain't all that. And he was like, hey, but he's playing at SEC and he's doing good. And I went through, as I always do, and I was like, hey, he lost this game. He's like, yeah, but look, they put up these amount of points. And look how Jaden turned out when he got to the league. And so I had to eat that. That doesn't mean that Michael isn't going to be a star because he just took he just made Kirk Cousins a free agent.
Yeah.
So clearly he can do his thing. See, that's what we have to remember. It's about where you go, who your coaching staff is,
Yeah.
and what their plan is. And we don't know none of that. Because I would have told you, oh, Michael Penix, he ain't going to get nothing this year. Because he's behind Kirk Cousins.
And it just sucks, too, because shout out to the dude that called, by the way.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
I agree with him 100%.
Yeah.
It just sucks because, you know, the better players go to the worst teams.
Yes, sir.
And some people will even say one of those teams that needs a QB is literally, quote unquote, where quarterbacks go to die.
Yes,
with their
sir.
career, and that's the Cleveland Browns,
Lord
right?
have mercy.
So if
Well,
you know,
I would say there's a couple because I
yeah,
thought
oh
you
no,
were gonna say
no,
the Jets.
Browns, Jets, there's plenty.
Yes.
Trust me. But the one that for I guess my generation, for what I've seen, you know, Johnny Manziel, Baker Mayfield's career. Who else? There was one more other player that went to the Browns and their career didn't pan out the way it was supposed to be. But
Oh, I can go way back.
Yeah, you
There
can't.
There was a Tim Couch.
Yeah.
Came out of Kentucky, and we thought he was going to be the next great, biggest thing. He was running for his life.
Yeah. So like player, and you know, I'm on CBSSports.com, and they got potentially Shador going second overall to the Browns. You know, obviously the city of Cleveland, that fan base is incredible. Let me say that the dog pound over there,
They will
because I
ride
have been
for
to
him.
Cleveland. Yep, they
Yes,
will
sir.
ride for him, and he will have their. They will have his back 110%. Or yeah. So
And you have a chance to go be a hero, right?
yeah.
You know, I have worked for 3 Fortune 500 companies. I went to a company, and they were dead last in the nation. You know, I was so excited about that job.
What?
Bro, if I just move us up even once or 2 little spots, I look like a hero.
Yeah.
Because they're accustomed to losing, and you have nowhere to go but up. You've heard that
Yeah.
that phrase, and so that Cleveland Browns organization, although they made the playoffs the other day
Yeah.
with Joe Flacco, they need it.
They do.
Because what did that organization do? They didn't keep Flacco in the building. They let him walk.
Deshaun Watson, that was the other quarterback I was thinking too.
Ah.
But yeah, they let him walk, and then like they're going to lose Myles Garrett. Let's just not even. It's going to happen.
Yes.
They're going to lose.
Someone will make him
Myles
an
Garrett.
offer that
Yep.
they shouldn't refuse.
And it just sucks because you look at the division they're in. They're in the same division as the Steelers, a playoff-bound team. You know,
Yep.
Mike Tomlin, always a winning record.
Yep.
The Ravens, their resume speaks for itself. You know, Lamar Jackson. And then who's that last? The Bengals. You know, who they were one spot out of the playoffs. So that division is hard, right? But
When we talk
It's gonna be
about
interesting.
Shador, I want to know where people come from when they're hating. I think it's the hate for the dad and for the shine.
Yeah.
You know, he holds up the watch. We hate what we don't have. You know, when your dad's a superstar and you grow up behind a gated
Yeah.
community, some of us don't like that. Some of us didn't grow up with a dad.
so it's a jealousy thing.
So,
Yeah.
and that creeps in. But if you just talk about the facts, he was 8th in Heisman voting.
He should have been in New York, in my opinion.
I agree. Big 12 Offensive Player of the Year. You do know all of this is voted on by coaches.
Yeah.
And, okay, not Colorado fans. First team All Big 12.
Yeah.
The AP Pac-12 Newcomer of the Year before in 2023. And that was their first year trying to turn around Colorado. First team All Transfer.
Yeah.
All Pac-12 honorable mention. Walter Payton Award finalist. The SWAC championship game offensive. These are the things.
Don't forget the
That's
Golden Arm.
That's a great. That's a great pedigree.
Yeah.
It's okay, people. Look, the game needs it. We need some new talent. I'm tired of hearing about Matthew Stafford. He's old, and his time is going. I'm tired of hearing. Look, Aaron Rodgers. He's had some good years, but what team wants him, and that fan base, does he want him to hold them hostage like he has the Jets? So bring in the new talent.
No.
Bring it on. It's
Take a
all
gamble.
New things are supposed to come. It's called a revolution.
Yeah.
So the old things die out, new things come in. Old things die out, new things come in. It's okay.
Yeah.
I'm all right with that. I want to go to one last little item before we go. Before we do this, we didn't really get to talk about the NCAA women's college basketball rankings.
We sure didn't.
We're in
We need
Texas.
to. Yeah.
Land of the #1 team in the nation, 26-2, them Longhorn women. Now, they're followed right behind by UCLA, Notre Dame, USC, and Juju. You know, I'm a Juju fan, and so at number 4, they only got the 2 losses, same as Texas, but Texas has one more win. So I'm pulling for them, and I'm unapologetically a fan of Dawn Staley. I met her in real life. What a great, nice person. She didn't have to talk to me because I'm not a big celebrity. But, man, we talked for about 10, 15 minutes.
We did.
And she had to go to her next event. But how's it feel to have the #1 team in the nation?
It's awesome. It's awesome. Because as a fan, it gets you hyped.
Yes.
It gets you hyped for the postseason.
Yes, sir.
And then a potential championship to where we can experience a parade, you know?
So what was the highest ranking Texas football had this last year?
#1.
So you get #1 basketball, #1 football. Nobody wants to hear us complain here in Austin, Texas. We live in a good life. And I want us to appreciate this. I'm not even, look, if these ladies don't go win the national championship, okay.
I'm still be satisfied.
They have given us a great season, 26-2.
A great season.
This was fun. I went to that South Carolina
Beat
game.
Carolina, yeah.
And I just told you I'm a fan of Dawn Staley. Did
And we
I say
talked
Vic
about it, too.
Schaefer?
Yeah.
I did not say Vic Schaefer. I'm not saying I was pulling for South Carolina, but I wouldn't have. There's a reason I bought that ticket. I know it was going to be a good game.
You were not going to be mad who won the game.
No, I was not.
The outcome
and
of the
I
game.
was treated to a great game. Okay. What will make you happy? The average. We got a couple minutes, people. We're gonna be out in a couple minutes. 512-836-2887. If you're a Longhorns fan, what will make you happy with how it ends for the ladies this year? I'm gonna start with the SEC tournament.
SEC tournament.
If they make it to the SEC tournament championship, you okay with that?
Yeah. I'll be okay with it because I'm looking at the rankings right now. I'm just trying to see what their chances would look like.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be okay with it.
Okay. If they get a #1 seed for the tournament and make it to the Sweet 16, is that good for you?
That's good.
Okay.
Even though, obviously, a typical UT fan,
Yes.
thinks UT should be winning everything. I'll go ahead and say it, right?
Yes,
That's
sir.
how a lot of UT fans are, no matter
Those are facts.
what the sport is.
Those are facts.
You drive by the facilities, you see them, they think, okay, we should be winning a lot, right? So obviously, I would like to see Texas in the Final Four, right? Just because I'm looking at the rankings, but there's so many teams with either 4 losses, 2 losses, and then you got UCLA by themselves with 1 loss.
Yes, sir.
But I will be out. All in all, I'm expecting for the women's team to at least make it to the Elite 8. I'll say that.
All right. Elite 8. I'm okay with that. I see Final Four or bust.
Yeah.
I think they're going to at least make it to the Final Four because of what they've done this year.
Yeah.
I've seen them. Look, Maddie has had games where she's gone, 1 of 10, 2 of 9, but yet they only have 2 losses. So it's a total team effort. We know who she is, and she a dog.
Yep.
But it's a great team. And because of that, I think the team is going to rally. Yep. So I got them getting to the Final Four. Listen, we'd like to thank everybody for listening in. We appreciate you guys giving us some of your time. This is the Fans View. We will be here every Friday from 10 to 12. If you want us to stay on longer, Reno Dudley is the station manager. Let that guy know we need 3 hours. ESPN does their shows for 3 hours. Why can't we have 3 hours? But you talk to him, and maybe y'all could change his mind. I've been saying it since the show came back in this capacity that we need that third hour. But, you know, I'm just a hired help.
Yeah.
I don't make those decisions. We appreciate everyone for calling in. We had some fire calls today.
We did.
We appreciate everyone that's streaming. We got listeners over and across the world. I know it costs you a couple extra dollars on your calling card if you call us from Germany. And I ain't giving you no calling card to call us. So I'm showing my age there, because back in the day, dog, it's like a credit card, right? And you know how you got your 16 digits on the credit card? You got to put those digits in. Then there's like a PIN. Then you got to put it, you got to know the country code or where you're calling. Like, it was a thing back in the day.
Yeah.
If you had a calling card. Ask Papa January about it. He'll tell you about it. But thank you, everybody. Any parting shots, Mr. January?
Parting shots?
Anything you excited about for the weekend? I know you're going to be behind that combine.
Because I can't wait to text Corey and say, I told you he wasn't going no 4-2. Oh, man, I can't wait. It's literally queued up in my phone. It's all I got to do is copy and paste it and send it. We're talking about Jade on Blue, y'all, by the way.
You're going to do that in our show group chat. Don't do it one-on-one, please, brother.
Yeah,
I want to watch the fireworks.
Yeah, I got you.
Okay, thank you very much.
I got you.
And thank you all for listening